Due to power problem, I'm not able to show you the PowerPoint presentation in this session. So I'll be going normal, right? So before I get into the topic, a few more points on the liver I would like to tell you is the average pH of bile juice. You can take it as 7 to 8, and the maximum volume that the gallbladder can hold is about 30 to 60 ml. So these are two points which I would like to tell you about this, okay, liver. So the average pH of the bile juice is 7 to 8, and the maximum volume that the gallbladder can hold the bile juice is around 30 to 60 ml, right? So now let us see the next one. The next, okay, digestive gland is pancreas. So already we have seen earlier the liver, which is the largest gland in the body, so that occupies the first place, whereas this pancreas is the second largest gland in the body, right? And this is present in the loop of duodenum, right below the stomach. So if you see here, uh, stomach, so here, so you find like this. So this is the location where you will find the pancreas. Okay, so this pancreas opens into the duodenum, so it is present in the loop of this duodenum, right? Now we call the pancreas as a mixed gland. Pancreas is a mixed gland. So why I call it a mixed gland? Because it performs two functions, right? One is exocrine and another one is endocrine. So it has exocrine part and also has endocrine part. The exocrine part will produce enzymes, whereas endocrine part produces hormones. The exocrine part, it has large number of lobules, and these large number of lobules will be formed by numerous acini. So I say that each lobe has numerous acini. So acinus singular, acini plural. Okay, and this will be consisting of cells, and they will be all producing, okay, enzymes. So various enzymes that I will tell you in the right coming part. Okay, the next one, right, the endocrine part, which produces hormones. So now as this one acts as both, okay, endocrine as well as exocrine part, so we call this pancreas as a mixed gland. I'll give you the proportions also here. So the exocrine part, this will be around 98 to 99, okay, percent of total pancreatic tissue, and the endocrine part will be only 1 to 2% of the, okay, pancreatic tissue. Now let's look at its structure. So here The pancreas has main pancreatic duct. So this is the main pancreatic duct, right? So in the previous session, we have seen that this pancreatic duct will join with the, okay, the duct coming from the right liver, so which together form into hepatopancreatic duct. So that here you can take this as a common bile duct. So it joins with that common bile duct and results in the formation of right, and another duct. This is the hepatopancreatic duct, and this will open into the duodenum with the help of a sphincter, right? So that controls the flow of this, okay, the bile juice as well as the pancreatic juice, and this is called sphincter of Oddi, right? Now in some people we may find an accessory pancreatic duct, so that may pass, okay, straight into the duodenum. So this is accessory pancreatic duct, and this accessory pancreatic duct is called duct of Santorini. So this duct of Santorini may be functional or non-functional, but this main pancreatic duct will be all the time functional. So this main pancreatic duct, which I already mentioned in the last session, is called the duct of Whitson, right? And whereas this hepatopancreatic duct is what we call the ampulla of Vater. So that's about the different ducts, okay, from the pancreas as also from the liver. Now let us see that this pancreas produces pancreatic juice. So I'm talking especially the exocrine part of the pancreas, and this produces pancreatic juice, right? So this pancreatic juice has, right, 99.5% of water, and it has 0.5% of solids. So these solids will include both organic and also inorganic, right? The next one, we'll see what these inorganic substances present in the pancreatic juice. It includes, okay, the bicarbonates, then sodium, potassium, then calcium, magnesium, right, and the chlorides and phosphates, etc., are the inorganic substances present in the pancreatic juice. And coming to organic substances, so this mainly includes enzymes. So the pancreatic juice, it mainly consists of different types of enzymes. So those enzymes like trypsinogen, So wherever this gen comes at the end, it indicates those are inactive enzymes which later will get activated. Then another one, chymotrypsinogen, and right, procarboxy peptidases are another enzymes. Later they become, okay, carboxypeptidases. So procarboxypeptidase is an inactive enzyme. And then we have is pancreatic amylase, right? And we have is another one, the pancreatic lipase. So this pancreatic lipase, we also like call it steapsin. And one more we have is nucleases. So these are all, okay, different enzymes which are present in the pancreatic juice. Okay, so now the average pH of pancreatic juice is around, right, 8.0, and the daily secretion is around 500 to 800 ml. So I'll mention here per day. So right, so that's briefly about the pancreas. Then next we shall see about intestinal glands. The next one we'll see about intestinal glands. So the intestinal glands secrete intestinal juice. So the intestinal juice is what we call it, right, the succus entericus, also called, right, succus entericus. Now, right, so these intestinal glands which are present in small intestine, right, and we have two types of these intestinal glands. One is Brunner's glands and another one called the crypts of Lieberkühn. Right, so the secretions from these two glands will constitute, okay, the intestinal right, juice. So these Brunner's glands are located in submucosa layer of duodenum, whereas these crypts of Lieberkühn are located in mucosa layer of intestine. Okay, right. So now here, so these two uh, intestinal glands, the Brunner's glands and crypts of Lieberkühn, will have certain types of cells. We'll see about those cells present in them, just like how we have seen in case of gastric glands. Right. Now here, the crypts of Lieberkühn, I'll tell one more name. Okay, so also called intestinal crypts, also called intestinal crypts. Now, right, these intestinal glands have four types of cells, right? So they are Paneth cells. Then another one, right, enterochromaffin cells, which are also called, right, argentaffin cells. Okay, enterochromaffin cells or argentaffin cells. So these, I'll tell you that what they will be producing. The next one, they also have, okay, the goblet cells. Have goblet cells. The next, they also have enzyme secreting cells. Okay, so these are four types of cells present in the intestinal glands. So here, these parent cells will be producing lysozyme and produce, right, okay, secrete lysozyme and other antimicrobial agents, whereas enterochromaffin cells or argentaffin cells, they will be producing or secrete hormones like secretin. Okay, so they produce hormones like secretin. We'll see that what this secretin will do. The next one, we already know this goblet cells. The goblet cells will be producing, I mean, secretes mucus, whereas these enzyme secreting cells will produce different types of enzymes, secrete different types of enzymes. So what are all those enzymes? We shall see here. So that includes, right, enzymes like enterokinase, then intestinal amylase, and then, right, disaccharidases. So these disaccharidases will include enzymes like maltases, which act on disaccharides. Okay, then lactase, sucrase, etc. are disaccharidases. Then it also has, okay, right, so enzymes like right, mention here intestinal lipase. Okay, so then we also have peptidases, so which act on proteins. Then also we have is nucleosidases, which act on, okay, the nucleosides. Okay, so where we also have nucleotidases, also nucleosidases and nucleotidases, which act on that nucleosides and the nucleotides, right. We'll see about them while I discuss the physiology of digestion. So how, right, so the substances will break down into simpler substances. So these are the four types of cells in the intestinal glands and their, okay, role. So the Paneth cells secrete lysozyme and other antimicrobial agents. Enterochromaffin cells, they secrete hormones like this, okay, secretin. So this secretin actually stimulates exocrine part of pancreas. So this stimulates exocrine part of pancreas. Okay, and that exocrine part of the pancreas will be producing the water and bicarbonate ions, which in turn releases this water and bicarbonate ions. right? So that's about these intestinal glands. Now, so let's see a few more points on this intestinal, okay, juice, which we also call succus entericus. So here, right, the composition, the intestinal juice composition, so what it consists of. So this one, it consists of 99.5% of water, and then, okay, 0.5% of solids. So these solids will include both inorganic and organic, right, substances. So here, those right, inorganic will include, so inorganic substances will be including, so the bicarbonates, okay, right, and what, okay, we'll take only bicarbonates, okay. And already I have discussed about organic. So those organic include organic substances will include enzymes. So already just now I mentioned all those enzymes which are present in the intestinal juice, right? Then the average pH of intestinal juice is around 7.8, okay, and the daily secretion in this case will be around, okay, 2 to 3 liters daily secretion, okay, 2 to 3 liters, so I'll mention here per day, right? So that's all about these intestinal glands and the intestinal juice produced from the intestinal glands. So with this, we completed all different digestive glands present in the human body. Now, let us continue to the physiology of digestion. Right. So here we know that the digestion, why it is required, because the complex food substances cannot be easily carried, okay, or cannot be easily diffused, okay, through the capillaries into the blood, and the blood cannot carry them so easily, or it may not able to enter into the cells. So every substances that been taken from the small intestine have to reach to all the cells in the body, and we know the cells are so small and the molecules have to be much smaller so as to enter in and undergo further metabolism. So for that reason, digestion is required, especially when we eat the complex food substances. So if you ask a question that if already we take the simpler food substances, does the digestive system is required, then definitely I say no, because you can see this an example in case of a tapeworm, right? So this tapeworm, scientifically called a Taenia solium, which will be present in the small intestine. Now this, as it is present in the small intestine where food is already digested, so hence it need not take that food and again digest, because the food is already present in its simpler form. So hence this tapeworm in course of time completely eliminated its digestive system. So it doesn't have that digestive system at all, because it is taking already the simpler food substances, okay. So we are not in that case, okay. So we take complex food substances which has to be digested, and then the simpler substances will be absorbed by the blood, okay, and that carry to all the cells in the body, right? Now the food what we take, it consists of complex, okay, food substances. So there are carbohydrates, then proteins, and then lipids, right? So these are complex food substances. It may also have simpler food substances like the vitamins and minerals. So vitamins and minerals need not require any digestion because they are already present in the simpler form. So the moment you take these vitamins and minerals, they directly get absorbed into the blood circulation. So here, so these three, the carbohydrates, proteins and lipids, are complex food substances, hence need digestion. So once the digestion is completed, the carbohydrates will the simpler, okay, will yield the simpler food substances, okay, we call glucose, whereas proteins will release amino acids and the lipids will release, okay, the right, so fatty acids and glycerols. So these are the simpler, okay, food substances, so that can be easily absorbed by the blood circulation and carried to all cells in the body, right? So these, as I said, vitamins and minerals, no digestion required and are simply absorbed, okay, right? Now let us see the process of digestion. So this digestion involves, okay, both mechanical and chemical part of digestion. So it includes, okay, both, so mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. So the mechanical digestion is brought by, okay, the teeth. So where we like to, okay, chew the food, right, and then even the peristalsis, okay, along the alimentary canal will also bring this, okay, mechanical digestion. So even the stomach also shows those peristaltic movements so that, okay, the food gets mixed with the, okay, those enzymes and other substances in the stomach. So this whatever that digestion, okay, done by these enzymes, that come under this chemical digestion. So in our case we have both mechanical and chemical digestion, and this, okay, process of digestion involves the following, right, steps, like one, so first ingestion, so that is taking of food, and then, right, the digestion, so breaking down that complex food substances, and then, okay, once that is completed, absorption of that food, and then, okay, the next stage will be the assimilation, okay, of the food, and whatever that, okay, undigested food will be eliminated, so that is digestion of the food, right? So ingestion, I simply say intake of food. So digestion is breakdown of complex food into simpler food, breakdown of complex food into simpler food, and absorption is the process of uptake of digested food into the blood, is uptake of digested food into the blood, right? And assimilation is a process where the conversion of the absorbed food into the body substance. So this is conversion of absorbed food into body substance. Okay, so that body substance is the protoplasm of the body. So when it gets converted into our own body, okay, substance, then the process is called assimilation. So this is, so the first one ingestion, so the second one is digestion, and the third one is absorption, and the fourth one is assimilation. The last one, that is egestion, is simply eliminating or elimination of, okay, undigested, elimination of undigested food is what we call digestion. So these are, okay, the steps in the process of the digestion. So ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and digestion. Like, so here a point, so all the digestive enzymes are hydrolytic enzymes, so hence called hydrolysis. So all these digestive enzymes, okay, are hydrolytic enzymes, hence we call them hydrolysis here. Now for an, okay, easy understanding, I will discuss the physiology or the digestion of these complex food substances. Okay, first we shall see that uh, digestion in buccal chamber, okay, where we will see the digestion of carbohydrates, then digestion of proteins, and also digestion of, okay, lipids. Then next we shall see the digestion in stomach, right? So here there will be no digestion in case of esophagus. The next one, digestion of, again, carbohydrates. So how the digestion of carbohydrates take place in the stomach. Then the digestion of, again we'll see the proteins, and then digestion of lipids. Then the third one we'll see the digestion of, digestion in small intestine. So again in this case we'll see about this digestion of carbohydrates, then digestion of proteins, and again the digestion of lipids. So right, so whatever that, the digestion of carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids in the buccal chamber, in the stomach, and in the small intestine. So right, so this is the order where I will be going on discussing. So first we'll see the digestion in buccal chamber, how the carbohydrates will get digested, okay, how the proteins will get digested, and how the lipids will get digested, okay, right. So let's first see the first one, the digestion in buccal chamber. First one, digestion in buccal chamber, right. So now coming to this, the digestion in the buccal chamber, first we shall see about digestion of carbohydrates. So here we know the saliva, it consists of an enzyme called ptyalin. So I'll mention, so saliva contains an enzyme, it's called ptyalin. So that's, we call it salivary amylase. So this salivary amylase acts on carbohydrate substances, right. So this one will act on the starch or glycogen, which will be right the carbohydrates, and so the ptyalin, so that is salivary amylase. Okay, and at the pH 6.8, we know the saliva has a pH of 6.8, so it results in the conversion of these starch or glycogen into maltose. So that is a disaccharides. Now coming to right the digestion of proteins. So here these proteins are not at all digested. So no digestion of proteins occurs in the buccal chamber because there are no enzymes that can digest the proteins in the saliva. So it has only the enzyme that can act on this right carbohydrate right substances. Because of that, the carbohydrates may undergo to some extent, the digestion is not complete. Okay, but the moment we keep the food into the mouth, the process of digestion starts, but only what you say, very much part of the food will only start getting digested. So that is in case of these carbohydrates. Now only these carbohydrates may start getting digested. So here digestion of proteins, no digestion of proteins takes place. Now coming to the digestion of lipids. So here the lipid digestion in case of buccal chamber, okay, it's a very less, and in some cases we don't consider it at all, right? So here that's what we say, very right, I say that very much negligible amount of this fat will get digested here. Okay, so negligible amount of fat is right digested. So that's why some others even will not consider it. Okay, so this is due to presence of due to presence of okay lingual lipase. So there is a lipase enzyme present in the saliva also, right? So it's called lingual lipase. So this lingual lipase is secreted by Abner's glands. It is secreted by Abner's glands, and these Abner's glands are present in circumvallate and the foliate papillae. So I'll mention here. So Abner's glands located in okay circumvallate and foliate papillae, right? So these Abner's glands are located in circumvallate and foliate papillae, right? So this lingual lipase will be able to digest, okay, if there are already some simpler okay substances, I mean simpler fats which are present, okay, they may undergo the digestion. So the major portion of digestion of the fats will take place in small intestine, and it can happen only after the emulsification process takes place, right? So this is about the process of digestion that takes place in the buccal chamber. So here the digestion of carbohydrates will be the only one that we need to take it in a significant way. So no digestion of proteins at all, so it's completely zero. So the digestion of lipids is very less, okay, and it takes place due to presence of this enzyme, what I call it lingual lipase, and produced by these Ebner's glands located in circumvallate and foliate papillae, right? So this is the digestion in the buccal chamber. Then in the next session we will see the digestion in stomach, again with the same digestion of carbohydrates, digestion of proteins, and digestion of lipids. And then okay, in the small intestine also, right? Thank you.